The breakdown you're about to watch is brought to you by We Want Picks Premium Membership. Premium membership gets you all sorts of exclusive content, early bets, fantasy tools, and betting guides. Check it out now, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Get ahead of these betting lines and get access to all of the tools now with an optimizer. We have a DraftKings optimizer available to you at the same low price of $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. You get all of our bets early, all of our fantasy content early. You get betting tools and now a DraftKings optimizer, DraftKings ownership, and everything you need to build now up to 150 lineups with just a few clicks. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. All right, $10 a month. You have one good week. You pay for the whole year. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. And as always, if you want $50, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you $50. Next up at UFC Paris, we've got, and I don't even intend on saying UFC Paris. I said it the first time, and now I can't say Paris. It just sounds weird to me. Anyway.
Have you ever done the Eiffel Tower?
Next up, we talked about all of these things a few podcasts ago. We've got Ciryl Gane taking on Tai Tuivasa. Ciryl Gane, 10-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off the title loss to Francis Ngannou. Tai Tuivasa is 15-3. What are you doing?
Huh? Isn't that the Eiffel Tower?
You were Eiffel Towering your keyboard? Tai Tuivasa is 15-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 5-fight knockout streak. Ciryl Gane is a technical striker who has high volume and a well-rounded arsenal. He will kick, he will grapple, and he will play the best in and out game in heavyweight history. His striking differential is a very impressive 5-2, which means he is hitting his opponents almost 5 times for every 2 that land on him, and that just speaks to how incredible his footwork and his movement really is. He uses that footwork to set up takedowns. He took down Don'Tale Mayes 3 times, Rosenstruck twice, and Ngannou once in that fight. And the Ngannou fight was interesting because Ciryl landed more total strikes, and he had the success on his feet, but he just had no answer for the wrestling, and he struggled to get up when he was taken down. But you could argue that he was the better striker in that fight. Tai Tuivasa is a heavy-handed striker who has solid volume and mixes in kicks really well. He's always been fast and powerful for his size, but he seems to be much sharper and much more composed recently. Tuivasa has fantastic leg kicks, a piercing jab, and a big overhand. His takedown defense is just okay at 50%, and he has 0 offensive takedowns in the UFC. And you could argue that Tuivasa's biggest asset is his chin, because he's got, like Marvin Vettori, that cement head that he's an impossible guy to put out. But we have seen some cracks recently. Both Greg Hardy and Derek Lewis cracked Tuivasa, and Tuivasa wore them. It wasn't nothing. He wore them to the point where it was like, ooh, and then obviously he ended up getting the win, but there's some cracks going on there. Roll your eyes all you want. We don't need to overcomplicate this. Tuivasa is going to be live for a one-punch knockout, and anybody picking Tuivasa to win, that's what they think, right? Oh, he's going to land that big punch. In all likelihood, Gane's just not going to be there to hit. He's going to be dancing around, in and out, showcasing that footwork, have Tuivasa swinging at air. I also expect Gane to work in takedowns the same way he did against other power strikers that he's fought in the past. This is a technical, one-sided clinic. Obviously, one strike can change everything. We saw that at UFC 278, but Gane's an easy pick for me. I got him. I didn't do money line, but I definitely worked a parlay. When I got him at minus 450 or something like that, he's already ballooned up to minus 600. I think he's going to balloon all the way up to minus 800. Tuivasa is going to be live for a one-punch knockout, but there's not a single person on this planet that's going to convince me Tuivasa is going to win the exchanges and just be the better overall fighter the whole time. Not going to happen. Go ahead.
Thank you. Gane is the pick, right? If you're a normal, level-headed person, you see these two, the level which these guys fight and the technical abilities of Gane. Gane is obviously the pick in this fight. He should win this fight. It's probably gonna be boring. He's probably gonna be taking them down, doing the dancing stuff. But he's probably gonna win a boring fight. I don't. This whole thing that Gane's gonna finish Tai Tuivasa is a little bit weird to me. I think it's boring.
I think he can finish him with TK, like a TKO on top. Same
don't
way
ever
he did.
fucking interrupt me again.
I will kick you off this show just to prove a point.
I fucking dare you. I honestly dare you. The biggest part about this fight, I think, that people aren't taking into consideration is the fact that Gane is fighting in Paris in front of his home crowd. And this might put the pressure on him to put on a show. You don't know how people really react in those type of situations. Main event, big fight. He's back in title contention if he wins. He's a huge favorite. If he starts chasing finishes in this fight, let's say he comes out and thinks, okay, let me try and put this guy away to put on a show, and he starts getting in those firefights with Tai, that is not where he wants to be. Because as you mentioned, Tai is one of those dudes that even when he's hurt, he bites down and he just fucking throws back and he doesn't care. And if he hits a shot, you're probably going to go down. And if you watch Gane, when he fights, when people start blitzing him a little bit and start getting in his face and touch him a little bit, he's one of those dudes that, I don't want to say he cowers, but he covers up, he circles out, he runs away. He does not like to get in those fights. I'm not saying he's not a tough dude. He's a big dude, but he's not somebody that just stays in those firefights. So he's not used to being in those fights and hitting and getting hit by those shots that are big coming from Tai if he gets in those firefights. So my big thing in this fight is, you should pick Gane. Everyone should pick Gane. He's the better fighter. He's got more ways to win. But if the pressure starts getting to Gane of fighting in front of his home fans, and he tries to get in a finish, and let's say he does touch up Tai, it gets him hurt a little bit, and all of a sudden he's in that same situation that Greg Hardy was in, that Derek Lewis was in. Dude, this dude Tai's gonna knock this dude the fuck out. This dude Tai is gonna knock this dude the fuck out, and I think that's exactly what happens. I think Gane is playing that game. In and out, he's looking good, but then he thinks he has Tai hurt, and then that big right hand comes. I have to go with my dude Bam Bam. There's no way in the world I was going to pick against Bam Bam. Don't listen to me. Don't pick Bam Bam, but I did put it inside the distance decisional bet on Bam Bam 100%. I'm not going to play money line. I'm not stupid, but inside the distance decisional action, I got to go Bam Bam. Bam Bam is my pick, man. It's not a smart decision. I think he finds it.
I just appreciate the transparency and not typical Jacob. Like, oh, with 100%, you pronounce every T. Certainty. Like an idiot.
Certainty. Well,
every
we might have that, it could be
say
Wednesday.
turtle.
We might.
Turtle. Anyway.
Tune in Wednesday for my Lock of the Week video, because there's a few underdogs I've picked, and this one, we're going for 9 in a row. And this one could be big. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Anyway, I actually don't disagree with what you've said, and we'll find out. Nobody's really just tried to light up Ciryl Gane. Nobody has headhunted him. They're trying to pick their shots, and you can't pick your shots against him because he's just impossible to touch. Now, somebody in the comment that say I'm getting Derek Lewis vibes. That's a possibility. I think Ciryl Gane, you're going to wait. I think Ciryl Gane is composed enough that it's not an issue, but remember Derek Lewis in Houston? Just couldn't handle the Houston pressure. Just couldn't handle it. That's possible. But Ciryl Gane has fought in France before, just before the UFC. What?
Well, I think that people don't give... When you talk about Derek Lewis is literally a one-trick pony, right? He's just a big shot waiting. I don't think people give Tai Tuivasa enough credit as far as being an intelligent fighter. He will also throw some leg kicks, which could slow down the movement of Gane.
When I said Derek Lewis vibes, I meant Ciryl Gane freezing up in
I wasn't
Paris
talking about
like
that. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. I just when I was raising my hand. This is what I wanted to talk about, was that Tai Tuivasa is a much more, I don't want to say well-rounded fighter, because he's not like with the wrestling and the grappling, but he's a much more intelligent fighter than people give him credit for. Derek Lewis literally, and I'm not saying Derek Lewis isn't an intelligent fighter, but he literally is just waiting, and just boom. Where Tai Tuivasa will mix in some different strikes, some clinch work as well. You saw that in his last fight. So he's a little bit more well-rounded than Derek Lewis, and he has a little bit more of a don't give a fuck attitude as well.
Yeah, he's perfectly fine getting hit, where it's clear Derek Lewis is not. Anyway,
right.
Yeah, listen, this is solid fight night main event. The co-main event is an awesome co-main. That co-main event could be the co-main of a pay-per-view. That's a very good co-main event. So
I think there's some good. I think this card is filled with not a lot of names, as you mentioned, a lot of short notice. But I think there's some really good matchups on this card, especially because a lot of times the short notice fights, those fighters come in and they're pretty aggressive. It'll be that crowd should be wild. I hope. Those French people, I don't know, But
yeah, we'll find out. We don't know, right? We haven't seen it, so it'll be interesting. There's a lot of weird circumstances on this card: short notice, UFC debuts, quick turnaround, all sorts of things. First fight in Paris, lots of stuff going on. DraftKings 9,500 to 6,700. I have to look to see how Ciryl Gane scored in those 5-round decision wins that he's had, right? How he scored against Volkov and stuff. If he's scoring over 100, well over 100, then he's probably worth it, because there's very few people in this card that I'm like, boom, this dude's definitely going to win. Cyryl's one of them.
Yeah, and if he uses his wrestling, I mean, that could add up very, very quickly, too. So I'm picking Tai. I'm not playing Tais, even at $6,700. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Well, and I honestly think Ciryl Gane can get the finish, but it's not on his feet. I think he can get a takedown and just elbow, done. Because Tai doesn't do much off his back. So I think he can absolutely get a finish just literally elbowing on top. So I'll probably have Ciryl in my DraftKings lineup. Monkey Knife Fight strike line 79 to 41. It's a tricky line, man. But I think it's a more because I think Tai can get to 41 because he does do the little leg kicks. Tons of little leg kicks. He could pump a jab out there. If there is wrestling, all the little pot shots against the cage, ooh, tap, 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 please don't take me down, that all counts.
If he's able to pressure Gane against the cage at all, that's a big win for Tai Tuivasa. And as you mentioned, those will add up quickly.
Yeah, so I think it's more with Monkey Knife Fight. So guys, weonpicks.com/MKF. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100. So give them 50, they'll give you 50. Give them 100, they'll give you 100. Take the free money. Play some of these strike lines, and if you win, you can triple your money, and it was there, so who gives a shit if you lose? Doesn't matter. You're not out any money. Become a premium member. All of our bets, all of our picks, all of our fantasy plays early. I already have my Prize Picks plays up there. Prize Picks lines move with the money, just like betting odds. There's a couple takedown lines that I like, a couple fantasy points that I like. Check that out at weonpicks.com. Click Become a Member. Anybody here who does DraftKings and you're even semi-serious about it, we have a DraftKings lineup optimizer. It literally will build lineups for you, anywhere from 1 to 150. It will build lineups for you, and it's all included at $10 a month. weonpicks.com.
And Junior Ranks, my dude Junior Ranks just said he's going to become a premium member tonight. Love to see it. GG's in the chat for Junior Ranks. We appreciate it.
My man, send it over. I get the alerts on my phone when we get new ones. It's been lighting up all day. Today was a good day for us.
Like the stream before you go, guys. Like the stream before you go. Lock of the Week video tomorrow. Announce Lock of the Week going for 9 in a row. We appreciate everyone that joins us in these streams 100%. I know we ask for a lot of stuff, but really the best thing you can do is just like the stream if you don't want to do anything else. But we appreciate all you guys in here.
Yep. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you later this week for the rest of our content.